Hello again, welcome to Beechwood Tots Craft. Now today we're going to make some flowers and we're going to use some cake cases to make them. So the ones that you buy to make little fairy cakes. Now I've got different sizes here. I've got some slightly bigger ones, there's two, and then some sort of your average size. So they're probably like muffin cases, and then they're the standard fairy cake cases, and then you've got these little tiny ones that you have. Now, it doesn't matter if you haven't got all three sizes, it doesn't matter if you've only got one size, you can cut them smaller. So it's quite nice if you can find ones that have got a pretty pattern on them, because that makes them look quite nice when you're making things. So, but if you can't and you've only got white ones, you could colour them in, because once you flatten them, you can put it down on there, and then you can put stripes and spots and just decorate them. So if you have only got white ones, that's what you can do first if you'd like to. If not, as you can see, I've got some that are plain and some that have got spots on. So we're going to make them into flowers. So the first thing you need to do is take one of them, like you see I have, and you're just going to flatten it out. Now, it doesn't have to be completely flat because you want it to stick up a little bit. And then with your scissors, we're going to do snips all the way around the outside. Now, they don't have to be even, they don't have to be uniform or anything like that. Just snip, snip, snip around the outside. Now, you can do them really tight together to get a very, very frilly effect, which I think one of mine has got a bit more. They're really fine. And then you've got wider ones. And it's quite nice to do them a bit different, all of them, because then you get a different, your flowers look a bit different, don't they then? So that's quite nice anyway. Just see where I've cut. So you've ended up then snipping all the way around, so you get a sort of a frilly effect then. So you can do that with a big one. And then I've got another one here, and a red one. I've got all sorts of colours here. So do the same with the smaller one, and that's going to be your centre bit. And then for the very centre of the flower, I've just got some circles. Now I've got some a circle punch that you can use, a paper punch that I use. So I've got these sort of perfect round circles, because I'm not very good at making a very round circle, but it doesn't matter, because the centre of a flower would not be a perfect circle, it would be a bit lumpy bumpy. So you can just cut some circles out of some different colours of card. I just happen to have these that I've punched out before, just from any coloured card. Again, if you've only got white, just use white, and then you can colour them in a bit if you want to. Or you can use tissue, you could put tissue paper in the middle, so you can really do whatever you like. And then when you put the two together, just splay out the bits, and then you can see the frilly bits. And then with one of the circles, you're going to put the circle in the middle. So what you want to do is stick one onto the other, so you've got three. Let me just show you what, I'm sure you know what I mean. So glue in the middle of that one. Oops. Stick that one on top, and then glue on your circle and stick that in the middle. I mean, that had a pretty heart in the middle. You might have wanted to leave that, to be fair. You could have left that because it's got that in the middle, or just put a little bit of scrunchy up tissue paper on it. And that's your three, so like that. So then you're going to make, well, you can make, if you've got a bigger piece of paper than me, you can make as many of those as you like. If you wanted to, you could make some big ones, and then you could just make some, you could just cut the little bits and have some little ones just dotted around, just single. So you can do whatever you like, because if you buy a case of these, I'm not sure how many it said they were in there, so 100 in that little pack of those. So that's quite a lot of flowers you can make with those. So most of them come in packs of 50 or 100. So you can have real good fun making as many as you like. Now the next thing you're going to need is some green paper, and you're just going to cut very thin little stalks, because they're quite delicate. You only want a thin stalk. So you want longer ones for these two longer flowers, and then I've just cut another long one and cut it in half for the 2 short flowers. So then you've got your flower. I'm going to stick that on. You're going to stick on the stalk, and then from that same paper or from some other colour paper, slightly different green, you're going to cut out some leaf shapes. Just really simple. Cut them out. Cut a few at a time like I've done before, where you fold the paper, just draw a shape if it's easier, or if not, freehand, 1, 2, 1, 2, all the way along, and just cut out lots at a time. And then if you've got a little sandwich bag or something, if you cut out too many, you can just keep them in a little sandwich bag, and then you know you've got them for another time. So if you've got a few left over, that's handy to have. These are some that I found when I was rummaging. I found some that we'd used before, so that's why I've got them already. So there we have it. You've got some paper case flowers. And if you want to, you can add all sorts of bits. If you had a nice big bit of paper, you could make a really long roll of paper, couldn't you? And do a lovely frieze for the wall or something. And do lots of spring flowers, and you could add some other bits and pieces if you want. Another thing you can do, you might do this another time for a different craft, just slightly with something else, but you can fold them in half. Then if you put a little beak on them, a couple of little feet, you can have a little bird sat at the bottom. So they're quite versatile, these. You can make them for all sorts. If you've got yellow ones, they make a good sunshine in the sky, or a white one would make a moon in whatever picture. So get yourself some packs of paper cases and see what you can make, and see if you can make some pretty spring flowers, summer flowers, whatever time of year you're going to do them, to cheer yourself up. Hope you enjoy doing those. Take care.